What's up guys? Today let's take a look at Kaiyodo Revoltech Dandadan Okarun Transformed. So this time it is a Revoltech figure instead of the usual Amazing Yamaguchi, which usually means it is not going to have a crazy amount of articulation and also crazy proportion and stuff. However, this figure, I think similar to Supergirl, right, is just Amazing Yamaguchi without its name. What I observed about their product announcement, all their Amazing Yamaguchi figure will list Yamaguchi either as a designer or as a design director. So I suspect that this figure and Supergirl are the two designers. Supergirl is designed by Sakamoto. They simply imitate Yamaguchi's design philosophy without his direct involvement. And the designer of this figure, I think, designed the Playboy figure and a few anime figure in the past. And he also designed Deadshot and the Black Flash figure. So given the performance of this figure, I'm now very much looking forward to that two figures. All right, that's a lot of yabbling. Let's take a look at the figure. So at the first glance, he is definitely stylized, not accurate to the source material because the head is big, but the rest of the body is a bit too short, thus making a bit stumpy. I think someone from my Twitter comment said it the best, that he looks like Ken cosplaying as Okarun transformed. I do like how they sculpt the whole body and everything. That make him very dynamic, right? Let's first take a look at the head and hair. Let's zoom in. It's okay. Like, it's not amazing or anything, but at least the red paint is okay. There's some blue shading. The sculpted detail is bleh, but again, as per usual with Figma, and you know what? I think Figma is a bit better. And Kaiyodo, when they are not using harder plastic. The face, I think it's a bit too rounded. And of course, I put the mask on, so maybe that's because of the mask. But I think 95% people are gonna put his mask on the whole time, right? There's a bit shading on the side. And the white paint on the teeth is done well enough. There's no black poking through, so that's good. Although a bit of a line work on the teeth will make it look a bit better. Okay, the gold buttons are painted well enough. I like these close winkles and stretch mark. They look very nice. I love them. Unfortunately, again, there's no shading or dry brush on any of this, because if there's some dry brush or some shading like this, will make these look much better. Okay, the color is a one piece and definitely going to obstruct the articulation. All right, again, I really like these proportions and how they sculpt the clothes. A bit shading here. And the leg, yeah, I think the lower leg is definitely a bit too short, and he is a bit bow-legged, as you can see, when he is standing upright. But I don't think you're going to do that, right? And see, he actually has some muscle on his legs, which is great, like compared to Figma. Look at how smooth it is. Same goes for the feet. Like, there's some actual sculpted muscle there, and this is just very plain looking. Same goes for the SH figure one. And super flat. So yeah, it is definitely not accurate to the source material, but I like how this looks. Just lacks a bit paint, okay? A bit more shading and dry brush will make this one, like, make the scope work stand out a lot more. So yeah, let's take a look at his articulation. The head can look up. There's a hinge at the bottom of the neck, and the like inside the head is a ball joint. He can look up this much, which is not bad, but the way they designed this collar is a single piece and relatively hard. It's glued on the back, so I think this is one of the bigger design flaw of this figure, because they should definitely put a joint here so he can look all the way up, right? And look down, hindered by the color, of course. Rotation, tilt, again hindered by the color. Not much you can do there. There's a butterfly joint here. It's a little tight, but you can go back and forth. Ball joint shoulder, way over 90 degrees. No bicep sole, but you can wiggle here. Single jointed elbow, go over 90 degrees, so that's good enough. And rotation. Ball hinge wrist. So let's see the butterfly range. Yeah, this is definitely more than enough. Diaphragm cut and a floating piece and waist cut. So again, very typical of Amazing Yamaguchi design. He can crunch forward very good, and see, no gapping, which will come in handy a bit later when we do the comparison with Figma. Crunching back, a bit gapping here, but not very noticeable because joint is black. Side, very good. Rotation 360 here, and rotation 360 at the waist. So yeah, great torso articulation already, so that's very promising. The back piece is on a ball hinge, right? Hip joint. Can kick over 90 degrees, although a bit to the side. Back is hindered by the butt, so only about this much. Side, almost 90 degrees. Of course, as per usual, you can wiggle a bit and get it to 90. Okay. The side swivel is, I think it's a ball, right? It's, again, very typical design of them. You can rotate and wiggle. Knee, good looking knee, good range, nice. And the shin is, again, their typical design. There's no hinge here. Let's see this side. Yeah, just this side is a bit hard. You can go forward, back, and oh, let's see if this side can go 360. Yeah, just this side too hard. So, sorry, too tight. I'll have to loop it a bit later. And ankle all the way back. Okay. Very far forward. Very nice. Rocker is, it's not bad. You know what? This is pretty good. And rotation. Toe joint. Yeah, good toe joint. So as you can see, except for looking up, which is, again, not terrible, just wish it could be a bit better, because you want to, because the ab crunch is so good, right? You want to have him looking up, look at the front when he is fully crunching forward. So that's a bummer. Except for that, everything else is very, very good. Like, definitely, like I said, pretty much just Amazing Yamaguchi without the name. So yeah, let's take a look at his accessories. Hand, there's a pair of claw hand there, and rest of the hand, right? This for grabbing his golden ball. Okay, and relax hand, open hand, and fist hand. Okay, and for faces, let's get the default face because, right, default face, and a slightly open mouth face. Let's zoom in. Okay, and a green teeth face, and of course the mouse mask thing. They're attached at a 2-hole on the side of the head. If you don't want to attach that though, you got ears. Okay, let's put this one on. There you go. And pre-order bonus, the half mask, and you attach it the same way as the full mask. It is definitely the best way to attach mask among all three figures, especially when you compare to Figma. Like that one just fell off right away when you touch it. It's very annoying to pose it. Okay, and what else? Oh, of course, Turbo Granny. It looks like a mannequin, but it is the only one that has actual articulation, right? The head is on a ball, so rotation, wiggle, and the limbs on a ball joint, so yeah, let's compare it to, this is Figma's. Definitely way bigger. And the SH Figure one, which I think looks terrible. Yeah, and what else? Oh, the Kaiyodo stand. Like this is the typical stand. And for some reason they have a smaller stand. I don't know what this is for. Probably not going to use it either. All right, that's all the accessories. Let's do the size comparison. Next to SH Figure Art and Figma's transformed Okarun. He is definitely a bit too short. You know what? Let's take the opportunity to compare their articulation a little bit. Of course, not gonna count that one because that one is third. We have seen the articulation on this guy. And Figma one is very articulate. The biggest advantage of Figma is that there's a hinge joint here, so he can look all the way, well, like I said, the mouse is very annoying. He can look all the way up. And he does crunch forward very well. Not as good as the Revoltech one, and there's a giant gap on the back. And he also doesn't have any butterfly joint. Okay, this is how much he is gonna get. He has a drop down, but the range is pretty much the same with Revoltech. And the joint in terms of like the way they bend is not as natural as the Revoltech one. So overall, in terms of articulation, I definitely prefer this one. And the sculpting style is definitely my preference. on the Revoltech one as well. Like you can see how soft the scope compared to the Figma one compared to the Revoltech one. It's definitely more dynamic looking, okay? I will say the paint job on the Figma one is definitely better looking compared to the Revoltech one. Like the paint job is never Revoltech's strong suit, which is understandable. And sculpted detail is definitely better on the Figma. So yeah, that's my opinion about the comparison of these two figures. Let's take a look at the comparison of Momo. This is the comparison with the SH Figuarts Momo with a classical kit, Figma Momo, and SH Figuart Ken. And obviously, he is too short, but I don't think it's going to be a huge issue because are you going to buy a Okarun transform figure and let him stand like this? No, you have him running. So when he is posed, it's not going to be a huge issue, at least for me. With UPF's Red Death, Mayfax Solar Suit Superman, and Stone Arena Nash. With UPF Arkham Knight, Blocky's Marvel Rivals Spider-Man, and Amazing Yamaguchi Jury. So obviously, when it comes down to it, the choice is between this one or the Figma one. The SH figure one, once again, is a flaming turtle action figure and should be thrown away in the garbage bin. Okay, in my opinion, I have more fun posing this guy compared to the Figma one because he just looked more dynamic and not just range of motion. Like for the most part, he is slightly better in terms of range of motion, and the sculpt work does make him look more dynamic and explosive when posed. If he has a hinge here, I would say he's going to be 100% more posable than the Figma one, right? And I don't think, like, if you want to mod this, it's not a huge deal. You can just cut this one off and glue a joint on it and drill a hole on the back, or just cut it off. It's not going to be a huge deal. But yeah, if you want to, have a single Okarun to pose, I think this one is a better choice compared to the Figma one. It is probably a bit cheaper, yeah. To me, personally, I will probably pair this one with the Figma one because the Figma Momo is shorter, and pair this one with the SH Figure Momo, and once again, throw this one away. So yeah, that's my thought. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.